Episode 3, Awakening of Magic and Sword. 12 years passed in the blink of an eye, and the once tiny baby who arrived in this magical world now stood tall, well, tall enough for a 12-year-old. Kaito's black hair had grown slightly wavy, and often fell over his warm brown eyes, which always sparkled with curiosity. Though young, there was a maturity in his gaze that came from the life he lived before, a quiet wisdom hidden beneath a child's smile. The village of Windrest was peaceful as always, with birds singing in the trees and the smell of fresh bread drifting from cottage windows. Yet, on this particular morning, something special was happening. Today was the first day Kaito would begin formal training in swordsmanship and magic. For weeks, he had been bursting with excitement, waking up early to swing sticks like swords and practicing little magic sparks behind the house. But now, he would finally learn from the real mentors, experienced warriors and trained mages who visited the village once every year to teach the promising young ones. Kaito's mother fixed his tunic and brushed his hair gently. "You'll do wonderfully," she said with a smile. "Remember to listen, be patient, and stay kind." His father clapped his large, warm hand on Kaito's shoulder. "Strength comes from hard work, son, not shortcuts." Kaito nodded eagerly. "I'll make you both proud."
And so, with a heart full of determination, he headed toward the training grounds, a wide field just beyond the river, where wooden dummies and targets were neatly lined up. The instructors were already waiting. The swordmaster was a tall man with silver hair tied in a neat ponytail. His name was Master Roan, stern, serious, but fair. Next to him stood Lady Mira, the village's visiting mage, with long purple robes and gentle eyes. Around 20 children stood in the field, chatting nervously. Some were excited, some were scared, and some, like Kaito, were a mix of both. As Kaito scanned the group, a cheerful voice called out, "Kaito! Over here!" A girl with bright green eyes and golden hair bounced toward him. This was Elira, the daughter of a herbalist. At 10 years old, she was energetic, kind, and always smiling, almost too much. "You're excited too?" she asked. "Yeah!" "I couldn't sleep last night," Kaito laughed. Before they could talk more, a boy dressed in fancy noble clothes stepped forward. His hair was styled perfectly, and he carried himself like he owned the entire field. "Try not to fall behind, commoners," he said loudly. Kaito raised an eyebrow. "And you are?" The boy smirked. "Leonhardt, son of Baron Fensworth. Remember it well." "Ah, a noble," Elira whispered. "Don't mind him. People say he's been training since he could walk." Kaito shrugged. He didn't dislike Leonhardt yet, but he could already tell the boy would be trouble. Training began with sword basics. Master Roan demonstrated how to hold a wooden practice sword. Kaito imitated him, and instantly dropped his sword. Leonhardt snickered. "Are your hands made of butter?" Kaito picked up the sword again, cheeks red. Maybe this was harder than he imagined. By the end of the morning, his arms were shaking, his shoulders aching, and his hands covered in blisters. Elira fell beside him on the grass. "This is so much harder than it looks." Meanwhile, Leonhardt performed every movement perfectly, showing off with every swing. But Kaito didn't give up. He couldn't. He refused to. Again, he told himself, standing up. He repeated the stance. Then the swing. Then the footwork. Again. And again. And again. Even when everyone else rested. Master Rowan watched quietly, hiding a small smile behind his stern expression. After lunch came the magic lessons. Lady Mira stood before the children, her robes fluttering gently in the breeze. "Magic is life," she began. "It responds to your feelings. If your heart is calm, it will flow gently. If you are troubled, it will become wild." She showed them a simple beginner spell, a tiny ball of light. The first few children tried. Some faint sparks appeared, others failed completely. When it was Elira's turn, she squeezed her eyes shut and whispered, "Please work, please work, please work." A little green spark flickered. "I did it," she cheered. Then came Kaito's turn. He took a deep breath. Back on Earth, he never had magic. "Okay," Kaito says. But this world felt like it welcomed him. Since childhood, magic responded to him easily. Almost too easily. He held out his hands. A warm pulse spread through his palms. A soft glow formed, then grew, and suddenly burst into a brilliant orb of white-blue light. Everyone gasped. "Kaito, that's not beginner level," Lady Mira whispered in awe. Leonhardt scowled, his pride wounded. After classes, Elira ran to Kaito. "That was amazing," she said. "You're like a natural-born mage." Kaito scratched his cheek shyly. "I just practiced a lot at home." Leonhardt stomped over. "You think magic makes you special? Swordsmanship is what real warriors use." Kaito didn't want conflict. "Then we'll both get strong in our own ways." Leonhardt scoffed and walked off. Elira giggled. "I think he secretly respects you." Kaito doubted that. But he didn't mind the rivalry. In fact, it pushed him to try harder. A week later, Master Roan led them into the forest for their first supervised beast observation lesson. The creatures were usually harmless small monsters, nothing too dangerous. But fate had other plans. A sudden rustling sound came from the bushes. Growling, low, menacing. A wild boar-like beast, twice the size of a normal one, burst out, its eyes glowing unnaturally red. The children panicked. Elira froze in fear. Leonhardt stepped back, trembling. The beast charged, straight toward Elira. Without thinking, Kaito sprinted forward. Time felt slow. His heart pounded. His legs burned. His hands shook, but he didn't stop. He grabbed a wooden sword from the ground and shouted, "Get behind me!" Elira stumbled back. The beast lunged. Kaito swung. The wooden blade struck the beast's snout, not enough to hurt it, but enough to push it off course. Then, Kaito's instincts took over. He raised his hand. Magic surged. A burst of light exploded from his palm, blinding the beast. It screeched and stumbled backward. Master Rowan rushed in, finishing it with one precise strike of his real blade. When silence returned, everyone stared at Kaito. Leonhardt's mouth hung open. Elira ran to him. "Kaito, you saved me." He gave her a weak smile. "I just did what I had to." Master Rowan walked up, his eyes stern but shining with pride. "Kaito," he said quietly, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. "You have the strength of a warrior and the heart of a hero." Then, loud enough for everyone to hear, "This boy is meant for greater things." Kaito's heart raced. He didn't know what destiny awaited him, but he knew one thing: this world, this new life. He was ready for whatever it had in store. And his true journey was only just beginning. Stay tuned for the next episode. How did you like this story? Please like and share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback will motivate us to bring you more inspiring stories.